And the next one, Matt Rosendale is here, and we're going to give him some time as well because he's been in our area. So, Matt.
Good evening. Good evening. It is great to see everybody tonight. My name is Matt Rosendale, and I am the senator from District 18, which is Dawson, Richland, and Webo County. The Far East, some of you may call it. Currently, I am running for the United States House seat that Steve Daines is vacating. I have a ranch. It's about 20 miles north of Glendive, and I live there with my wife, Jean. We've been married for 28 years. The last 3 years, I've served in the state legislature, and it has become exceedingly clear to me that the bulk of the problems, of the big problems that we're dealing with, originate in Washington. They don't originate in Helena. They certainly don't originate here in Kalispell, and they definitely don't originate in Glendive. They are coming from Washington. And my entire life, my compensation has been based on my productivity. So as I evaluated the work that I've done in the legislature, I tried to figure out where I could be more productive. And after I went over this information with the folks that I serve with, my peers, we felt that it would be best for me to try and deal with these problems and issues in Washington instead of waiting until they festered and showed themselves and we were dealing with them in Helena. So, all the candidates and pretty much everybody in this room can identify what those problems are. We have major problems with debt and deficit. We have major problems with departments and agencies and overregulation. And we have major problems with our government ignoring our privacy and our civil liberties. So what are we going to do about it? Everybody talks about it, but we need to send someone to Washington who actually has demonstrated that they can do something about it. And I say that past performance is truly an indicator of what your future results will be. All of my opponents have also served in the state legislature, and they have not demonstrated that they have the ability to do anything about those problems. So let's break them down. Debt and deficit. We have a major problem with debt and deficit. What's going to help us resolve it is reducing the budget. Well, I can tell you, you've heard about the proverbial pen, and everybody says they're going to go through the budget, and they're going to take line by line and go through there and make reductions. But they haven't done it. They say, that's what I'm going to do if you give me the opportunity. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, I have done it. I have gone through the budget line by line and made millions of dollars worth of reductions that could be shared with the citizens of Montana for tax relief. Everybody says they're going to reduce regulation. They tell us all as we go out on the campaign trail, why don't you guys eliminate some laws instead of signing up new ones, instead of passing new legislation? I have. I repealed a section of law in the Subdivision and Platting Act to restore property rights to the citizens of Montana. Privacy. All of a sudden, privacy is a hot issue. Everybody's recognized that NSA has been looking at our emails and listening to our cell phone calls, and the IRS is scrutinizing the records of certain individuals. Probably several that are in this room would be my guess. But what are we going to do about it? What has anybody demonstrated that they're willing to do about it? At the state level, I passed legislation to prohibit drones from spying on the citizens of Montana because I recognized several years ago. We passed legislation that I worked directly on to make sure that any data, and data comes in many forms now, any data that's collected by a drone in the state of Montana cannot be used against you in a courtroom proceeding unless it was collected pursuant to a duly authorized search warrant. The same as any other law enforcement document has to be obtained. That's the kind of work that I've already done, and I would like to go forward in Washington and do for you. You know, I've got 50 legislators from across this state, 50, many who are in this room tonight that have publicly endorsed me. And the reason that they have is because they know that I will serve the way that I campaign. And that, I think, is what, at the end of the day, everybody is looking for. My name is Matt Rosendale. We have an open house at our office at 233 Main Street, right here in Kalispell. We have offices set up. That's 233 Main Street at 1:30 until 3 o'clock on Saturday. We would love to have you come out and join us. Thank you very much for your
All
support.
right.